Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. The federal government has finally reacted to the statement made by the former United States ambassador to Nigeria, John Campbell, and also what Professor Robert Rodbeck, who is a former director with Harvard University Kennedy School of Government, had to tell United States about Nigeria being a failed state. They said that the United States must acknowledge that Nigeria is a failed state in the light of the many challenges the country is currently passing through. Don't forget that some 1 month ago, the Senate president was faced with the same question and he made a statement about it. According to him, he said that actually what we are hearing, Nigeria being a failed state, was just the utterance and prediction of doomsday prophet. In his exact words, he said those who are saying that in the present circumstance caused by insecurity that Nigeria could turn a failed state, approaching a failed state, or may likely end up a failed state, are missing the point, because Nigeria can never be a failed state. Again, they forgot that when a state of emergency was declared in some parts of the northern east during the tenure of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, Nigerians did not turn a failed state, talk less of the president. It is necessary that all stakeholders should join hands with the present administration under President Muhammadu Buhari to overcome the present challenges facing the nation. That was what the Senate president said some 1 month ago, but right now it's been confirmed by United States of America. Not really United States, but their policy think tank, kind of, that Nigeria is already a failed state. But let's first of all look at what the federal government have to say and also consider the difference between a failed state and a weak state. But before we do all of that, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. And according to the news, the federal government says for anyone to declare Nigeria a failed state on the basis of its security challenges is preposterous. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, stated this in a response to a recent declaration by the Council of Foreign Affairs, CFA, in the United States that Nigeria is at a point of no return with all signs of a failed state. In an interview with the news agency of Nigeria on Thursday in Abuja, the minister stressed that Nigeria is not and cannot be a failed state. Mohammed said the declaration by the council did not represent an official U.S. policy. According to him, he said this declaration is merely the opinion of two persons, the former U.S. ambassador to Nigeria and a senior fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations, John Campbell, and the President Emeritus of World Peace Foundation, Robert Rodbeck. Declaring any state a failed state is not done at the whims and caprices of one or two persons, no matter their status. Just because Nigeria is facing security challenges, which we have acknowledged and which we are tackling, does not automatically make the country a failed state. According to him, he said, yes, the Council of Foreign Relations is a prominent U.S. public policy think tank, but its opinion is not that of the United States. Like former U.S. Senator Daniel Moynihan said, you are entitled to your own opinion, but not your facts. Mohammed reiterated that Nigeria did not meet the criteria for a nation to become a failed state. He listed the criteria to include inability to provide public service and inability to interact with other states as a full member of the international community. According to him, he said, yes, the non-state actors may be rampaging in some parts of the country. They have not and cannot overwhelm this government, he said. The minister noted that it was not the first time it was predicted that Nigeria would fail or break up. We were even once told that Nigeria would break up in 2015. But the doomsday prediction have all failed and will fail again. The Nigeria News Agency of Nigeria reports that the declaration by CFA that Nigeria was a failed state and would eventually collapse was contained in a research finding recently released through Campbell and Rodbeck. Wow. This is a very serious issue that must be handled amicably, and it's not one that can be solved by positivism, because already we know that a failed state has characteristics which we want to look at now, and which also I want you to go to our comment section and tell us. Don't just come and say Nigeria is a failed state. It makes no sense. That one is just a product of your own mind. You've got to point out some of the key things that you feel will make Nigeria be considered as a failed state. All right, so now I want us to look at what is a failed state. Now, a failed state, according to some definitions, says that it is a condition of state collapse, a state that can no longer is a position where a state occupies that he can no longer perform its basic security and development function, and that has no effective control over its territory and borders. That looks like Nigeria. Serious. It looks like Nigeria. But then let's look at a weak state. A weak state is, I think, it's the first stage of a failed state. So a weak state, they say the monopoly of force is still intact. Is the monopoly of force still intact in Nigeria? That's why I want you to go to our comment section. Let's interact in that area. But the other two areas show serious deficit. Failing state lack the monopoly of force, while the other area function at least partially. And I think that to some extent we are seeing that in almost two areas in Nigeria. For example, if you look at the southeast, some communities, these guys have taken over, Boko boys have taken over, and they have gone as far as hoisting their flag, but it's just intermittent. Sometimes they take over, and before you know, the military fight them, take over, and it's been happening like that. So the issue of monopoly of force cannot be concluded in that respect. Now, down in the southeast, we are seeing a lot of people running away, though the governors, to some extent, are still having their grip over, leadership force there. But then IPOB is getting so strong, and people are even scared of entering into that place. I could still remember that to show you to some extent that our country is overly weak and may even be considered a failed state. Look at what happened on the 31st of May 2021. It happened that another force gave an instruction that what they want to see in the south is a seat at home, and it was obeyed in the southeast. I think if you go down our videos, you're going to see where the government, they had a snapshot of what the activity of the day on that 31st, and not even a single car was on the road. So all of that, looking at that monopoly of force seems to be depleting day after day. So it's not just an easy thing. I tell you, though this particular issue, political, term, it seems to be very, very complex, complicated, because everybody seems to have different ideas about it. But looking at the trend of events in the country, it seems that Nigeria is almost a failed state. But nobody can say that, because to some extent, the federal government is still having some force. But with this issue trending, I'm suspecting that in the southeast they may declare a state of emergency. Some countries have been called a failed state. For example, Syria is enlisted as one of the failed states. Yemen, because of the level of war going on there and the fact that the government does not have so much power. There are at least two operational forces there, or more than two. We have those who are fighting against the government and the government itself, and the issue of security has been a questionable one in Syria. We also have the Somalia, we have Chad, we have Iraq, we have Yemen, we have Democratic Republic of Congo at one time, we have Central African Republic. Liberia was there also at one point, but I know that they are out right now. Lebanon, Afghanistan, Sudan, South Sudan, and all of that. So I want you to go to our comment section. Because of time, I may not be able to exhaust everything about a failed state, a nation being tamed, a failed state, because most people also have the opinion, there are different opinion that one of the characteristics of a failed state is the fact that there is continuous internal violence, and the government can no longer deliver on positive political goods to the inhabitants. That's one of the key pointer to the fact that a particular state has failed. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but just go to our comment section. Please, let's try to be very orderly. Let's just go straight to the point. Tell me, do you think that they are pointers to the fact